Querida, mi querida licenciada Laura Ceballos, mi querido Poncho Gutiérrez, si me permiten, vamos a rescatar algunas de las cosas que dijo Vicente Fox en un evento hace un rato en Phoenix, Arizona. Hoy fue invitado por esta organización que se supone comunitaria, de gente de a pie, Chicanos por la Causa en Phoenix, Arizona, y allá Vicente Fox anda haciendo campaña hasta por Lili Telles. Yo pregunto, ¿invitan a estos personajes para que digan cualquier barbaridad y no los van a cuestionar, no les van a preguntar sobre sus declaraciones en Twitter por su pasado turbulento con un Genaro García Luna importante en sus gobiernos? ¿Cuál es la intención? ¿O será que estas organizaciones también buscan meter la mano políticamente rumbo al 2024? Yo pregunto, ¿por qué? ¿Qué hay detrás de la invitación a un expresidente como Vicente Fox a Phoenix, Arizona, a esta organización Chicanos por la Causa? Échalo, David.
First of all, thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity on this very special trip that we're doing to Arizona. Let me thank Tony, the two Davies, for their support and help, that they have prepared a great program for us here. And let me tell you why are we here. Estamos aquí porque venimos con una gran preocupación. We're really worried about the future of Mexico for the first time in a long, long time. All of a sudden, Mexican politics were erupted by populism. We saw that happening in South America, and it became more and more frequent, but we never thought that we would be disrupted with this kind of politics, with this kind of ideologies. And I should not even call it an ideology, because there is no ideology but to get to power, control power, stay in power as long as they can. And to control power, they need to destroy independent institutions. So our judiciary is being attacked most every day by López Obrador. Our middle classes are frequently attacked by López Obrador. Our media, free media, which is so important in a democracy, is being attacked every other day by López Obrador. But most important, the case of violence, cartels, drugs, that's become incredibly gigantic activities of cartels. They control half of Mexico's territory. And López Obrador is in his mañanera. He doesn't do anything about that. So everybody in Mexico, we share this worry. But we came here to Arizona to start a dynamic campaign to make sure that the real Mexican story being written today is very dangerous for the future of the nation. And we come here because, as mentioned, the Latino presence is so strong, the Mexican presence is so strong, and we love our migrants, we love our people that came here and is working to succeed on this environment. Many of them die in the desert in trying to get here. So all of them are really friends of democracy, but today things have become very difficult. So we came here to call our paisanos to raise their voice, like it's been said here, to participate and vote for the Mexican election. So these paisanos have this double opportunity to be part and elect the US president, to be part and elect the Mexican president next year, 2024. It repeats the same situation we had back in 2000, where President Bush and myself were elected on the same year. And you have a 4-year term here, we have a 6-year term. So only 24 years in between can come back to be at the same time. And this happens next year. We need to rebuild the relationship. We need to rebuild, rescue, save our economy, our democracy, and our freedom in Mexico, which is being today confronted. Mexico is having this huge need to be saved from this kind of government which has given zero results in the 5 years that it's been in power. When I mean zero, is zero. No economic growth at all. We are going to end up with the only sexennial ever in Mexico that will have zero growth in 6 years. We will end up with the highest by far crime rate, which is running around 32 to 34 crimes out of each 100,000 inhabitants. A good record is around 10. When you're better than 10, you're doing well. When you're worse than 10, and we're 32, 34, you're worse, and you have problems. 150,000 people have been killed in this 5 years, more than any figure that you can have in a full sexennium, higher than ever. Education is our main word. These people without an ideology, these populists, they try to bring into education their teachings and their ideas. And this is extremely dangerous. So they are ideologizing education in Mexico. Education that countries like Venezuela, like Cuba, like Bolivia, like others have, and then you're sacrificing your youth forever, because in their brains, you're going to have that kind of education. Being things so simple as they can be is incredible that each day we're more and more distant between United States and Mexico. We have a fantastic relationship and association, as mentioned here. Yes, the trade imbalance between our two nations is the largest worldwide, more than China, more than Canada, more than anybody. It's incredible the amount of trading we do ourselves. And trading, as you know, brings wealth and development to United States. Just take, for instance, farmers. Farmers, we buy more tons of white corn and yellow corn than anybody else in the world. That nourishes hundreds of thousands of farmers in the United States. And same thing happens the other way around. So we have a great relationship and we're losing it. So we come here con una pedida de auxilio. We need the help of you, yourselves. We need the help of our paisanos here. Number one, to come and vote next year for the US president, for the Mexican president. Number two, to advise their families in Mexico, because their families in Mexico are that few that are out of the reality, that just are populist and not high producing, loyal, dignified people as we have. So number two is that, so that we bring advice there. And number three, now that I listen what you're doing, is serious. I'd like Jose to come because the output on Mexican elections is slightly lower than 50%. So you have a 50% of 95 million registered voters that don't go to vote. So it's 42.5 million people that don't go to vote. If we get that people to come to vote, then we will have a solution for Mexico and for United States. Because we need to detain, to refrain fentanyl. We need to work on all drugs coming to the States. We need to work together against the cartels. And López Obrador has not accepted what U.S. has offered in support of this fight against crime.
Bueno, pues ahí están partes de las declaraciones en un inglés muy de Vicente Fox, que, por cierto, estas palabras demuestran una gran hipocresía. Están en contra del plan B de reforma electoral que haría más fácil el voto de los mexicanos desde el extranjero. Pero van a Estados Unidos a pedir el voto de los mexicanos para librar a México de este socialismo del que habla Vicente Fox. Y se confirma, ojo con lo que estoy diciendo, se confirma que Vicente Fox también es parte de esta campaña en el extranjero, sobre todo en Estados Unidos, para que no prevalezca la historia de la cuarta transformación. Eso sí hay que